Hello, welcome back. Hello, everyone. I'm Michael, and this is Michael Reads. It's wonderful to have you here, whether you're joining me live or watching the replay. Thank you for choosing to spend your day investing in something that has the potential to change your future. In our previous session, which was yesterday, as I'll be doing a live session every day, we traveled to the ancient city of Babylon and met two ordinary men, Bansia and Kobe, whose frustration with living from one payday to the next led them to seek wisdom from the richest man in the city, Arkad. We discovered that wealth begins not with luck or inheritance, but with the decision to learn. Today we continue that journey with two of the most celebrated chapters in The Richest Man in Babylon. Many readers consider these to be the heart of the book because they move from philosophy to practical action. They don't simply ask us to admire wealth, they begin to show us how to build it. Before we begin, if you do find value in these discussions, I'd really appreciate if you could like the live stream, subscribe to Michael Reads, and share it with someone who would benefit from these timeless lessons. It helps this community grow and it allows more people to discover books to the test of time. Here on this channel, we just will be going through as many of the influential books that have changed people's mindset and have changed people's habits and lives. If you've missed earlier chapter readings, don't forget to explore the complete Richest Man in Babylon playlist here on the channel. These live stream discussions are designed to complement the full readings and not replace them. Now, let us continue with our journey. We are going to go through a summary of chapter 3, the 7 cures for a lean purse. If someone asked you today, what is the single biggest reason people struggle financially? You'd probably receive dozens of different answers. Some would blame the economy, others would point to low wages, some would say inflation, and others might mention debt or poor education. George S. Clason doesn't ignore these challenges, but he asks us to look somewhere even closer to home. He asks us to look into our daily habits. In this chapter, Arkad is given the responsibility of teaching a group of ordinary Babylonians how to improve their financial lives. Rather than offering a complicated system or secret formula, he presents 7 simple principles. Their simplicity is exactly what makes them so powerful. Let's explore the ideas behind these cures. The first cure, pay yourself first. Arkad begins with a principle we've already touched on, but now he develops it into a habit. He encourages his students to keep a portion of everything they earn before paying anyone else. Think about how different this is from the way many of us manage money today. For many people, saving is something we do if there's anything left at the end of the month. Arkad turns that thinking upside down. He teaches us that your future deserves to be paid before your present self spends. This isn't about becoming selfish, it's about recognizing that your future security depends on today's discipline. Imagine planting a single seed every month. One seed doesn't look impressive, but after years of consistent planting, you've grown an entire orchard. Savings work in much the same way. And that leads us to the second cure, control your expenses. This chapter contains one of my favorite observations from the entire book. Arkad explains that our desires grow as quickly as our income. Have you ever noticed that? A pay rise arrives, and within a few months, somehow life feels just as expensive as it did before. A larger house, a newer car, more subscriptions, more luxuries. Without careful thought, our standard of living quietly expands to consume everything we earn. Arkad reminds us that there is a difference between what we need and what we want. Learning that difference may be one of the most valuable financial skills anyone can develop. I think this lesson is incredibly relevant today. Modern technology makes spending effortless. We can order almost anything with a single tap. Advertising constantly tells us that happiness is only one purchase away. Yet many of life's greatest joys, good health, meaningful relationships, peace of mind, and purpose, cannot be bought. This discipline is the, the discipline to pause before spending may be more valuable today than it was in ancient Babylon. The third cure: make your gold multiply. Saving money is only the beginning. Arkad explains that money should eventually begin producing more money. Today, we might think about long-term investing, owning productive assets, or building businesses that generate value. The principle itself hasn't changed. Money that sits idle rarely changes your future. Money that is wisely invested has the potential to grow over time. The emphasis here is on wisely. Not every opportunity is a good opportunity. Patience often beats excitement. The fourth cure: growing wealth is one challenge, keeping it is another. Arkad warns against chasing opportunities that promise extraordinary returns with little effort. Throughout history, people have lost fortunes because they believed promises that sounded too good to be true. Sadly, that hasn't changed. Whether it's investment scams, speculative trends, or schemes promising guaranteed riches, human nature remains remarkably consistent. The lesson is simple: protect what you've worked hard to build. The fifth cure: this isn't presented as a rule for everyone in every circumstance. Instead, Arkad explains the value of creating stability. A secure home provides confidence. It reduces uncertainty. It gives families a place to build their future. Whether someone chooses to own or rent today depends on their circumstances, but the broader principle remains relevant. Build a stable foundation before chasing unnecessary luxuries. The sixth cure. One of the wisest aspects of this chapter is its long-term thinking. Arkad encourages planning for the future rather than assuming everything will somehow work itself out. Eventually, we grow older. Unexpected events happen. Life changes. Preparing in advance isn't pessimism, it's responsibility. And seventh cure: increase your ability to learn. This final cure may be my absolute favorite. Arkad reminds us that our greatest investment is in ourselves. Skills, knowledge, experience, character. The more valuable we become, the greater our opportunities become. Money may come and go, knowledge tends to stay with us. That's one reason I love reading. Every book adds another layer of understanding that nobody can ever take away. When I read these 7 cures, I'm reminded that none of them depend on where you were born, what job you have, or how much money you currently earn. Every one of them begins with a decision. Small decisions, repeated consistently. That's how lives change. Then now we move to chapter 4, where we meet the goddess of good luck. Have you ever looked at someone else's success and quietly thought, they were just lucky? It's a tempting conclusion. Luck feels easier to believe than years of preparation. But this chapter invites us to consider what luck really means. The citizens of Babylon begin discussing fortune. Why do some people seem to receive wonderful opportunities while others don't? Is luck random? Or can we increase the likelihood of experiencing it? The discussion gradually reveals a fascinating truth. Good fortune often appears to favor those who are prepared to act. Imagine two people presented with the same opportunity. One hesitates and the other takes full, thoughtful action. Months later, observers might say they were lucky, but were they? Or were they simply prepared when the opportunity appeared? The chapter gently challenges our tendency to blame bad luck while overlooking our own hesitation. How many opportunities have we postponed because we felt uncertain? How many ideas have remained ideas because we waited for the perfect moment? Perfection rarely arrives. Action creates momentum. And one lesson that really resonates with me is this. Opportunity often whispers. It rarely shouts. If we spend our lives waiting until we feel completely ready, we may spend our lives waiting. This doesn't mean acting recklessly. It means recognizing that courage and preparation often create what others call luck. When preparation meets opportunity, remarkable things happen. So, as we finish today's discussion, we've explored 2 chapters that move us from inspiration to action. The 7 Cures reminds us that wealth is built through habits, not sudden breakthroughs. The discussion on good luck reminds us that opportunities often reward those who prepare themselves and act with wisdom. As you reflect on today's lessons, I'd encourage you to ask yourself one question. Which of the 7 cures could you begin practicing today? Not next month, not next year, but today. Sometimes the smallest change becomes the turning point and shapes the next decade of our lives. So, if you've enjoyed today's very nice and brief live stream, I'd really appreciate your support. Please like this video, subscribe to Michael Reads, and share it with someone who is looking to improve their financial future. It helps these timeless lessons reach more people. And don't forget to explore the complete Richest Man in Babylon playlist here on the channel, where you can experience every chapter in full. And if you don't yet own the book, I wholeheartedly encourage you to pick up a copy. These discussions are designed to spark your curiosity. But there's something special about sitting down with the original text, allowing its lessons to speak to you directly. So tomorrow we'll continue our journey through chapters 5, 6, and 7, where we'll discover the 5 laws of gold. We'll meet the gold lender of Babylon, and we will uncover why the mighty walls of Babylon hold a lesson that extends far beyond bricks and stone. Until tomorrow, keep reading, keep learning, keep growing, and remember, wealth is really the result of one extraordinary decision. More often, it is the reward for ordinary decisions made consistently over time. So thank you for spending your time with me, and I look forward to seeing you on the next one. I'm Michael. This is Michael Reads. Enjoy the rest of your evening. Thank you. Ta-da.